All right, so hi guys. In normal Michi fashion, this is like my fourth or fifth time making this video, but if you notice anything different about the little setup that I got here, I got a new computer, and I got a lot of new upgrades in my life, and I really wanted to make this video back to YouTube, because the next video I have up is actually a sponsored video, and I'm super excited about that. And I realized that it had been such a long time since I made a YouTube video that the last video I technically uploaded wasn't even really a video, it was a VOD when I was going through my horrible health crisis, which seems to now be a tradition of my life right now and of that time of year. I think it was actually right around last year when I had my cancer scare too. Being a chronically ill person is not fun. Sorry, I gotta laugh or else I cry. Anyway, I wanted to come back with a little update saying that I am better, at least from that little health crisis thingamabobber. But I also I'm hoping to God you even see this video, because the first time I recorded this, I was super excited to get back to things squared away. Turns out my OBS saved it in like this really weird format. It was like .mxv or something. And I tried finding converters online and it didn't work out. And I was like, okay, what's going on here? Only to find out all I had to do was click a button and it'll convert it to an MP4. If you guys don't do videos, I know this jargon must have sounded really weird, but for people who do like basic video editing or uploading stream VODs, you kind of know what I'm going through here. And also, I feel like my little assets here, we're doing spooky time over on my Twitch and stuff like that. However, unlike a lot of people, I'm not pulling and now I'm streaming on Twitch when this video is going up, though that is a good marketing tactic and I probably should do that from the future, but that's not the case of this. I want to get this video out because, like I said, my next video that's going to be going up is a sponsored video, which I'm very, very excited about because some very big life-altering changes are kind of happening right now. Like I said at the start of this, I got a new computer. I got my very first desktop at a beautiful 32. I'm not 32. I don't know where that number came from. I'm turning 31 this year. If you're wondering about my age, I'm a 30-year-old lady. But I don't know why I said 32. Anyway, I'm turning 31 this year. And at 31 years of age, I got a desktop again. If you guys didn't know, I actually haven't had a desktop since around 2013, 2014. Without going into too much detail, hindsight Michi was very strong for being in my early 20s. So what ended up happening was my husband and I were in a weird living situation when we were living with my parents. And some things happened, and we ended up having to figure out, like, we didn't know at the time what our moving plans were. And so I remember when my old computer died, and I got the one that I actually did, like, most of my YouTube videos on. I remember being like, I don't know where my living situation is going to be, so I should probably get a laptop. It's a nice laptop, but a laptop. And boy howdy, I don't remember what the name of that laptop was. All I remember was it had red keys, and it was very big and bulky, because it was before SSD drives were commonplace. Again, I'm sorry if I'm throwing out, like, computer jargon. I am not a computer person. I just know what people have told me, so I kind of repeat it. But it was before SSD drives were, like, very normal and stuff like that. And that laptop got me through so many hard times. Just like, honestly, all of you guys have, and YouTube had. Because the living situation my husband and I were in from that point when we had to move was horrible. I'm not even gonna, like, sugarcoat it. If you're veterans of my channel and of my content, you probably have a vague knowing of what I'm talking about. Anyway, that's not the point of this video. But after that one, when my husband and I got married, got our own place, things were situated, that laptop was dying. And so we wanted to get me a beefy desktop back then. But then the pandemic happened. Remember the pandemic? Remember guys? You remember? I remember. But yeah, so because of that, and the stimulus check that where I lived did nothing. It didn't help at all. Didn't even really cover rent where we were living, because I hate where I live. Anyway, So we were talking about it for a while. My laptop was on its last leg, and we were trying to get some sort of new thing for me. And I wanted to originally get a desktop, get a whole thing. However, that being said, right around the panini was the time that, if you guys don't remember, I think it was graphics cards. It was some very important, vital computer part, because it's also why there was like really low stock when they dropped the PS5 and the Xbox One S, I think. I think it's a graphics card. I could have been wrong and it could have been something else, but there was something going on with that. So at the time, pre-built desktops were just extremely out of our price range. Like I said, the Stimmy didn't really help us at all. So we did use our Stimmy money to get me a new laptop, which is where I continued doing stuff for about 3-ish years. And that thing was doing great. However, I have learned that being a professional, I know it might not sound like it with all my ums and my uhs, you learn that RAM is a magical thing that you need very, very much, especially if you do something like video editing and streaming. It's kind of a necessity. And so even though I had a laptop that supposedly did, and I again didn't know this at the time because I'm not a computer person, was supposed to have that like ability to add RAM, and I did not know. This is where my hindsight was not good. That laptop RAM is like 4 times more expensive than just getting desktop RAM. And before anybody does the whole like, oh well, custom builds are better than pre-builds, I know, but I'm a person with anxiety, like I'm sure a lot of you guys listening now are, and my computer is my livelihood. It is my job. Because on top of all the things, my original tablet had died. My old Huion Canvas HD. Great tablet, loved it. I'm happy I got sent it for review. That thing, I beat that thing into the ground. But it got dead spots, and it got dead spots bad, to where the thing was pretty much unusable. And I was very lucky at the time to be able to get a refurbished iPad Pro, which is what I do all of my artwork. Everything you see on screen is artwork I made with my iPad Pro. And so, with that being said, and most of my speed paints, that iPad came in so handy because, like I said, your girlie's on a budget, right? And so, couldn't afford a brand new tablet at the time. Couldn't, afford it because, again, being at the skill level I'm at now, and any other professional artist listening now, you know what I mean. You can't really downgrade. You can either get the same quality of stuff you have now or upgrade. Going to a downgrade realistically ends up hurting your process better than making it better, right? And so with that, I was like, all right, we'll get the laptop and get more RAM added. Never happened. I was like, all right, well, once we do this and we save up for that, didn't happen. More life things happened. Life just threw me way too many curveballs. Didn't end up happening. So my laptop started to end up being kind of kerfunky. And I was getting very anxious because a lot of other things going on in my personal life that will not be going on the internet that didn't help at all, on top of the fact that my job was now in jeopardy. And for a lot of freelancers out there, too, it's really hard trying to explain to other non-freelancers that when you're self-employed, you can't just go on unemployment. Like, you can in certain instances, but I'm one of those people that, because of the country I live in certain circumstances, I don't qualify. So it was one of those things where I couldn't even get on unemployment to fix things, to, get back on employment. So it's just some of the fun chugs that a lot of freelance artists I notice don't like to talk about online. They don't like to talk about the negatives too much, besides the very basic negatives of, like, burnout and art block and motivation. I swear. And that's no knocking those videos. They make a lot of views, but it's all anyone ever talks about. They don't talk about, like, again, a lot of the other stresses revolving around it. And like I said at the start of this video, I'm 31. I'm crunchy. I'm getting old in the terms of in terms of internet sphere. And once you're at that age, you also realize a lot of things. Like, I've done a lot of retrospecting lately, like in my life, in other things. Like I said at the beginning, and I hate being vague, but I don't want to give it away. I don't want to jinx it in any way. But a whole new chapter of my new life might be starting now for me and my husband. And so, because of that, I had to think of some things. So, I was very lucky, and I acknowledge that I am extremely lucky. I am so happy to have the community that I have while here on YouTube, also on Twitch, and the following that I've slowly developed over these years to be able to help me with things like this. So, my parents and my brother had told me that they wanted to help me get a desktop, and they wanted to get me one for my birthday this year. Well, because of certain things with my laptop, I felt very bad asking this just because I'm one of those people. I really don't like asking for things. It makes me feel like icky, and it makes me feel like sad and anxious and stuff like that, because I'm also like, while I didn't experience this so much as a kid, I ended up getting secondhand anxiety through the people that I kept in my life. And this isn't on them at all. I'll explain. So, someone very close to me, who I won't name who, they are in my life now, and they've been a part of my life since I was a kid. And I had witnessed the whole pull of the boomer, later Gen Xer parents who would get their kid something. The kid would do something bad or something stupid or be a fucking child, who would have thought, and take it away because it wasn't actually theirs. And I witnessed this through so many of my friends from so many parents that it was always a fear of mine, right? And also, being that I'm on the internet as much as I am, you see how a lot of people guilt trip people for money. They, scam other people. They do this and that. And it's not a fun time, right? It adds a whole new mess of anxieties to a lot of freelancers that I know of as well. And so it was hard for me. It wasn't until a bunch of my friends convinced me, like, hey, just try talking to your parents, ask them, I'm sure it'll be fine. My parents were down for it. I was able to get it early, hence why I'm making this video now. And oh my god, it is a beast. Before anybody asks the specs, I don't know it. Like I said, it's a pre-built because a big fear of mine, like I said, remember how I said earlier that I have anxiety and all this stuff with computers and stuff like that? Well, if you guys don't know, troubleshooting is a big thing. If you don't know what troubleshooting is, pretty much when you build your own PC, you could do one thing and have no idea why the computer's not turning on. I can't live that life. You want to know why? Because when you live that life, I have heard so many horror stories of people putting in something that's supposed to be super easy and super small, and then they lose everything. They lost everything. They lost their VTubers, they lost all their artwork, they corrupted, like, everything, and now they're pretty much, up shit creek without a paddle. And I have seen those. I've seen the Twitter threads. I've seen the people panicking because they don't know what to do. And yeah, I don't need that. I don't need that. I told my parents, I'm like, I just want to be able to turn the thing on and work. That's all I want. I'm one of those people. My husband wants to build a PC someday, and I think that's fine, and I hope he gets to do that someday. I really do. Because he's not me and he doesn't need it for his job. But I got the beefy computer. I've got a lot of other things planned, and I do want to say a couple of other announcements. This might sound like a little shill, but just to let you guys all know. In October, any of my Identity V fans, or ID5 fans, I will be at a cup sleeve event. If you guys don't know what that is, it's a free-to-go event where you get to buy themed drinks. Myself and a bunch of other artists are going to be there. We're going to be doing a stamp rally. So if you live near Southern California, specifically in the Fullerton area, again, I'll have the little thing on screen here so you guys can, like, find the info. Very excited to do that with a bunch of my other friends. I, however, will only be selling Identity V merch. I'm saying it all the different ways because me and my friends just call it IDV, but, like, a lot of people get really antsy when you don't call it Identity 5. But I'm going to be doing that. And then after that, in December, I will be at LACC, and Michi is going to be doing her first solo table in a very, very, very long time. So I'm very excited about that, also very nervous. And also, I got into ALA. So in January. So I will have a con in December, and then one in January. That's all I have right now for my con roster. But I will also be doing my normal birthday sale in my Etsy shop, which will be linked down below. Again, my birthday's not until November, but if you guys want to check out my Etsy, there's on there. I got some new merch. I got new things in there. Is that all the little shills I gotta do besides the sponsored video that's going up next week? Oh, that's another thing. I want to try my best to doing more stuff with my Patreon. So if you guys didn't know, with my Patreon, I have a monthly sticker club where you get stickers mailed to you every month. I have a commission tier where you get commission every month if those are open slots. You get your name in the credits of my videos and my Twitch streams, which you'll see at the end of this video, and things like that. But something else I want to start doing is, I've seen other people do this, and I think I can do it. It won't be too bad. Is I want to do a little monthly recap ramble that will be pretty much not edited. I'm just going to kind of like do it. If I need to edit something, I'll edit out quickly and then post it on Patreon, so you guys would be able to, so you guys would be able to watch that, just of how my month is doing. And the reason for why I say this is because I'm not going to be vlogging anymore. And the simple answer of that is, I'm not saying I won't be doing vlogs forever. I will be doing studio vlogs every now and then. I will definitely be doing con or show vlogs. Like, I'm very excited to do that for the Cup event and everything like that. So those will be back. My Artist Alley reviews will be back. I want to do more collabs with friends of mine who also do Artist Alley, who also do things like that. And with that being said, I want to take my channel in a little bit more of a semi-serious kind of way. And the reason for that is I want to stay to art videos and story times. Maybe the rare rant here and there. Maybe the rare, like, podcast ramble thing with my friends like I used to do. But that's what I want to do. And I also, going forward, want to have at least 2 main channel videos up a month. Michelle, what do you mean by main channel videos? So I used to have a vlog channel before I had moved my vlogs here. And the reason for that is I kind of wanted to do the cool, like, vlog channel thing that a lot of other artists were doing. But, and this goes with why I'm not going to be doing my weekly vlogs anymore. I might do them around, again, the holidays or stuff like that. Who knows? But like I said, I mostly want to stick to it being art related or con related or studio vlog related. And the simple answer is, last year, 2022, was just awful. It was awful for me. But the start of this year wasn't great either. And because of all of that, and because of certain things happening, I was talking with some friends of mine and talking with my family, and there have been moments where I just felt awkward pulling out my camera, but I wanted to get the memory. I wanted to get it not just for, like, content. I'm a person where I like watching my old vlogs back, because I'll be like, oh yeah, that was my Ren Fair trip, or oh, that was my, what's the word? Why can't I think of the name? Oh, that was my trip to Louisiana, or things like that. But I really caught it when I went to Pennsylvania to do Sci-Fi Valley Con. And I tried vlogging for that, and there was a lot of points where me and my friend just hung out. And it was nice just existing in the moment. We got to go to a lot of nice places. I got some really nice photos in it that I didn't post online. And it was great, you know? So, I originally was going to make that one into a con vlog and do an Artist Alley review, but that was when I ended up losing everything. So as you recall in my past videos, I brought up how I had backup footage, I had con reviews ready to go up, and the footage is gone. I know, and that sounds awful, but the simple reason for that is I can't believe I'm all over the place. I really should have written paper ASMR down this time, but... Hi, so this is Editing Michi here. I realize I didn't even get into the point of why I said the videos and the old footage was gone for the previous con stuff, and so I'm just going to put that here right now. The simple answer is, it has been so long since those cons happened. Like, I didn't even get my ALA up, Artist Alley vlog / review up this year. And I still have the vlog footage, and I still have, like, I had the old audio, and listening to it back, it was just not a good time. It wasn't a good thing. And honestly, the fact that, by the time that goes up and everything, because I'd want to do it after I have my new stuff that's coming out, literally, what's the point? Because at that point, ALA 2024, which I got into, is going to be right around the corner. So I don't see a point of doing an Artist Deli vlog / review for a con that is going to be almost a year old at that point. So that's why that's gone. All my backup audio, it's just for things that I'm just not comfortable with anymore. Or I forgot I even made the video, so I listened to the audio back. I'm like, well, my opinion's changed on that. Good thing I never made that video. Stuff like that. So that's what I kind of meant with that ramble. Sorry about that tangent. Anyway, let's go back to the main video. I didn't. I'm sorry. It's been a hot second since I've done videos at all, so I apologize. But yeah, I was just feeling that they were taking away from the moments, and they were kind of starting to stress me out, as well as the fact that, and I won't get too into it, but I had experienced at a couple of cons this year some rather upsetting parasocial experiences. I'm not going to get into them here. I've talked about them on my Twitch previously, and I just don't want to talk about it now. But in doing so, it got myself and my friends and my family thinking, and I was like, you know what? I don't even want to put that stress out there. Back when I was in therapy, my therapist had told me, like, what are stressors that you can easily remove from your life? And honestly, it's the stress of doing weekly vlogs. It's just how it is. So that won't be happening. However, I'm not going to be deleting my old vlogs. I'm not going to be privating them, whatever. They're going to still be on this channel and the vlog channel, which is now my Twitch VOD channel, to where I will be posting my VODs. I do my best to try to, like, do timestamps, because they are the raw VOD I just rip out of Twitch. So that way you guys, like, don't have to sit for, like, I don't know, 10 minutes of me going to the bathroom or something. So that you can just, like, skip the little timestamps in there. But if you want to check out my VOD channel, that'll be linked down below as well. Again, I'm not as consistent on that one as I would like. Now that I have my new computer, though, it'll probably be easier, so it'll be a little bit easier to say. But with all of that being said, on top of the Patreon video that you'll get once a month at the end of the month and or start of the month whenever the video gets done, I also will be doing 2 videos a month. I think I can do that on this channel, on the main channel. 2 random art topics, things like that out of the way. And now, with that being said, I will not be able to do Artoween this year again. I'm very bummed out about it. I was real excited about it. However, I will be doing Inktober on my Instagram, Inktober, Drawtober, whatever, on my Instagram like I did in previous years. Very excited. I have plans for this one, so hope you guys will see that. And I will have a little, like, sketchbook flip through thing when I'm done, because I like doing Inktober in my sketchbooks. But alright, let's see, did I get everything? I got the updates, I got my health is doing better, I got my shows, I got my con, I got my video coming up next week, I got the VOD channel, I got my Patreon. Yeah, I think that's it. But I also want to take this moment to thank you guys. I really, really, really do mean that. If it wasn't for you guys sticking around through all of this and being here for the hard times and everything, I don't really know where I'd be. Not to get morbid about it, but I did want to just say thank you for sticking around. Thank you for still saying subscribe. Thank you for commenting for the bot. Thank you for all this and that. And if you want to keep up to date with me, I'm very active on literally almost all my other social media. So please follow my Twitter, X, whatever. I got a Blue Sky, my Instagram, all that junk. But yeah. With that being said, I will leave the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, I will see you next time. Bye-bye.